If you can walk away from it, it is yours forever. Hello, my name is Jasper Lance and welcome to Jasper's Corner. This is the first episode of the podcast. I would like to call it Jasper's Corner. In this episode, I really want to talk about how walking away is actually a superpower. And I really think that it is important to know when to walk away from someone. And this is also applicable for a lot of things, a lot of other things in life, like your job or your family members that just so toxic. But in this episode, I specifically want to talk about romantic relationships or situationships whatsoever. You probably clicked on this video because you're thinking of walking away, maybe because your partner doesn't have much respect for you anymore. You're not being treated the way you deserve to be treated. You're not his princess anymore. Or worse, he's actually disrespecting you now. It's really a good start when you start to think of walking away because you know that this isn't right for you anymore. Before you thought of walking away, you probably gave it your all. Maybe not all, but you you have done your part. You have said your line. He still took you for granted. That's the thing. The reason why he's taking you for granted is because he thinks that you're never gonna leave. And this is when you pull an Uno reverse on him. And this is not a video to influence you or force you to walk away against your will. No, we're not gonna do that. That is a process. You don't wake up one day and just rashly decided, oh, I'm gonna leave this mofo. No, that is a process. There's a lot to think about because, you know, being hurt is one thing, but walking away from a person you actually care about and from walking away from from the person you love, it's gut wrenching. It's like you're being wrapped in barbed wire and you're trying to escape, but as you move, you bleed. It's a different level of agony because you want this to work so much, but it's really not serving you and you're just overcompensating each and every time. So I'm going to tell you the things that you should do and should consider before even thinking of walking away from that person. As much as possible, you write down the reason why you're gonna walk away. This is gonna be so important later on. Trust me. Write down the date, be specific, be as specific as possible. The details, where you at, because later on your memory is gonna become foggy and you're not gonna remember the bad times. And guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna run back into him and he will disrespect you as much, maybe even worse. So I saw a TikTok that says you should grieve it before you leave it. You should cry it all out. And I am all for that. You should cry it all out when it gets heavy because you feel good afterwards. But always remember that no man deserves your tears. Ever. But if you have to cry, do it alone, not in front of him. Do it in private. Do it in your room. If you want to break stuff, they have establishments for that now. Breaking plates, archery and all of that. Scream on top of a mountain if you live near a mountain. It's so important to release all the emotions, the built up emotions, the anger, the sadness, the heartbreak, even when you're still in the relationship. You know why? Because it prepares you internally and mentally. This is what I do. Personally, I would mentally check out first and then emotionally and physically is the last one. That's the most effective. People thought that I just decided to walk away one random day. No. It's sort of like an accumulation of what they did, all the shitty things they did, and I let it pass. I believe in second, third, fourth chance, whatever. But one random day, I will get to decide that it's time for you to go or it's time for me to walk away. It's time for you to be cut off. Your access revoked. That's how I roll. Because I think that there's always good in people, but it doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your own well being just for them to be comfortable. You need to learn how to shake things up. These are the circumstances when you should consider not to walk away. Maybe this is just a small misunderstanding and it can be fixed when you sit down and talk, when everybody's calm, no shouting, and when you can logically process your emotions. If he's emotionally intelligent and emotionally capable of sitting down to talk about emotions, he's a man after all. So I don't know what to say. It's a case to case basis, but try it. Try to fix it. You know what I mean? I know, what am I going to fix it? You should be fixing it too. That is absolutely correct. If he's emotionally mature enough, he will he will sit down with you. If he avoids, then that's your answer. If he avoids confrontation, that's your answer. You don't want that man anyway. If he runs or if he retreats when there's a problem rising, you don't want that man. You don't want an emotionally immature and a man who's incapable of solving problems, because that's actually what they are wired to do. They're problem solvers. And if he cannot do that with you, then you should probably rethink your choices and rethink if he's man enough or if he's actually a man. What is that? What was that? Is that a bug? Oh my God. Let me just get off track for a minute because I think you saw that insect or whatever. It kind of scared me a little. I did my laundry today and then I took my clothes in after they dry, and I think there's a lot of, not a lot, I'm not manifesting a lot of insects came in, but there's insects came in because it's hot and humid outside and my air conditioning is on. Maybe they were attracted to the temperature and that's not good. If he's not emotionally mature enough to sit down with you, then he's not the man for you, girly pop. You don't want that man anyway, trust me. Journal the journey in detail. Like I said earlier, you have to write it down in detail because what's gonna happen when time passes, when you're in no contact, good memories will rise to the surface and it makes you forget the bad ones. I don't know why, that's just how human brains are wired. You tend to reminisce the good times, the times he was a gentleman to you, and all of that. When you write down all the things that he did that you didn't like, that is so immature, that is disrespectful, it it kind of like reminds you of things and why you should walk away in the first place. And here's the part: when you walk away, you disrupt his belief system that you're always gonna be there, that you're always gonna need him. Especially when you're like me, I am gonna put in some personal details here because when I love and when I like someone, I really want them to feel it. You know what I mean? I really want them to feel that they're loved, that they're deserving of love. You know? But I am not embarrassed of that. I just thought that I should have known when to quit. And also, I realized that that is a lesson that only time taught me. So I didn't regret any of that. But what I'm trying to say here is you don't have to kill the lover girl in you. You just have to know the right timing, when to unleash the lover girl and pour your love on him. And girl, we're in what, 2026 now? So I think even if you're a girl or a gay, you can show a man admiration. They love that, girl. You can show a man that you like them, not in the needy way, not in a needy way. No, it will repel them. What I mean is, when they do something good and something to be praised, like worthy of praise, you should tell them like, hey, I really like the way you did this and that, and it really made me feel so good. You know what I mean? Even if it's just, helping you lift things. You say thank you, I appreciate it. That's that sort of compliment. Thank you for always taking care of me. Thank you for always being there. That's they love it. Yeah, but most men will take you for granted, especially when you're a lover girl, because they men think that oh, she's doing this to me. I must be deserving of it. Yeah, not because you're a good person, not because you're a sweet person, not because you're a gentle, warm person. No, they think they deserve it. When you walk away, it hits him. I just realized this last year. It hits him because when you have had enough and when you're like, I don't know what else to give you. I already I already did my part, maybe even more. I even overcompensated to give you details. When I like someone, when I love someone, I write letters. I take a picture of the two of us and print it on a Polaroid. I also do that with my friends. So, and I give that Polaroid to them with letters inside and put it inside like a stationary envelope with much more like aesthetic stuff, right? And then one day, this crippling anxiety maybe starts to like sink in, and this random sadness that hits you anywhere, like it gnaws at your self worth, if that makes sense. Because when you overgive, it feels like there's a part of you being lost. I don't know, that maybe that's just me, but there's something your gut feeling is telling you that you're overcompensating and you should stop doing it. So when you finally decide to walk away, it changes the whole dynamic. And when you walk away, I do not recommend walking away just by getting a reaction out of him. He will think that you're a joke afterwards. It's just gonna backfire, okay? So when you walk away or when you're thinking of walking away, be sure that you're actually willing to do so. Because if you're just get doing this to get a reaction from him, to whip him into shape, he's gonna know it. Men are smart creatures. They're maybe stupid at times and don't know what they're dealing with, especially emotionally. But don't get me wrong, they're logically smart. But when it comes to emotions and feelings, they don't do well with that. It's the feminine energy being who are in charge of feelings and emotions. Don't do it because you want to play games. I know men like to play games and everything is a game for them. Trust me, trust me. But you, as a feminine energy being, you don't play games, you're just done. You know it inside of you, even if, oh, what if I'm not gonna find, what if I don't find someone better? There's always better. If you operate in the mindset of lack, then that's what you will get. When you walk away, you shock him because that's unpredictable. In my case, I overgave. Like I told you, I wrote letters, I gave him photographs, I gave him compliments, I made him feel so good, I boosted his ego. Looking back, I realized that when you walk away from someone, it really does something to them because it's a disruption of a habit because they got used to your presence. Even if they took that for granted, when it's gone and when their access is revoked, they're gonna feel it. You're not playing games. In my case, I wasn't playing games, but that man actually felt it, tried to talk to me, called me, and did all that stuff to get my attention, which, not gonna lie, I got a kick out of it. I was like, this is what I wanted the first. I want your attention. I want your love. I want your affection. Looking back, those are not love and affection. Don't get it twisted. But I got a kick out of it. And there was this one time with a guy. I used to work with him, so we're in the same company and all that. After I walked away, I I was just, I felt depleted emotionally and mentally. And I just thought, look here, big guy. I have nothing left to give you. I am done. And I feel like a fool. I feel like you have made a fool out of me. I feel like you have taken me for granted. And you know, I am never gonna tell someone that, oh, you did this and you did that, because people know exactly what they're doing. Trust me. They know. And if they don't realize it now, they will realize it later on when you walk away and when you cut them off. Maybe you have a guy or a person in your life that you just walked away from and you work together or you see each other at school. Always remember this: men don't understand words, they understand movement. Let that sink in for a while. Men don't understand words, they understand movement. So, when you're in the same environment as him, the same workplace, the same classroom, whatever, do whatever it takes when it comes to movement that shows you're done. Not your words. Do not crash out on that guy, girl. No. When you crash out on him, he's just gonna, oh, she likes me, she cares, she's still affected, she still loves me. That's all they hear. They don't hear your curse words. They don't hear your, oh, you're a jackass, you're a jerk. No. They just hear, I still care for you, I love you. Yeah, I don't know why, but they're like that. They're built like that. I mean, men. I am a man too, so I know how I know how they operate. I know how they think. Even if I'm a gay man, my thought process is still a biological man. So what do I mean by, movement? Ignore him. Girl, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. Girl, come closer. Oh, that hair. Sorry. Come closer. When you ignore a man, it will get under his skin whether he likes it or not. He might pretend that he doesn't care when you're in front of him, when you're around, but later at night, when the lights are out, when he's all alone in his room, in his apartment, he will think of all the things he has done or what he thought he has done. Because, oh my God, he walked away. She walked away from me. What did I do? What did I do wrong? So, in my experience, he actually talked to my friends. He talked to my friends about it, our mutual friends. So, you know, that was like 6 months after I walked away. Let me tell you this story. I acted like I never knew that man. Of course, I was hurt. Of course, I was emotionally depleted. I wasn't doing it out of like for the game of it, but I was like, you know what? I am wasting my time. And that's the thing I hate the most. I don't like wasting my time. And if I feel like I wasted my time, I'm just gonna disappear, vanish. I'm just gonna vanish. I am not the type to crash out or curse you out. No. Because, like I said, people know exactly what they're doing and what they did to you. If they don't know it at the moment, they will later on, but they know it. You don't have to tell them. No, no. Give them second to multiple chances, and then if they still don't act right, cut them off. Walk away. Because I am not gonna teach a grown ass man how to act right. There's a reason why I like older men. And maybe you do too, or maybe you're into the same age, but regardless, they know what they're doing. Connecting this one to man don't understand words, do not send him that paragraph, girl. If you're planning, they don't care. Trust me, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Don't send that paragraph. Save your words when you become a best-selling author because clearly you have potential. You're writing him a novel in a text message where there are limited characters. So, yeah, just let the silence stretch out. Oh, what if I don't want to walk away? What if I don't want to walk away? I'm going to make another video for that, but let me give you some brief examples of if you don't want to walk away or if you just want to teach him a lesson. Silence. Silence. If you're not ready to leave yet, shut your mouth. Zip it. Okay? Do not curse him out. Do not call him out. Let him do the things that he will do. Let him fuck up. Because if you instruct him, what's going to happen? I know you know this. He's going to be acting right for maybe a few more days, couple weeks, up to a month. And then what? He reverts back to his old pattern. That's why you're going to have to let them what they want to do. You're going to have to let them. So in order for you to see what they're actually made of. You don't want to be in it years down the line and then just figure out that they're a terrible person because you keep instructing them. Of course, they're just going to do just enough to keep you. Just enough not for you not to walk away. Most people operate when they know that they're about to lose something or someone. Do that information what you will. That's not English, is it? But yeah, most people operate when they know they're about to lose something. He just doesn't want to lose his access if he just acts when you're slipping away. And when you're slipping away, he can feel it. Here's what happens when you walk away, especially when he's an avoidant or whatever, he's still a man. First one is relief. Maybe you nag too much. You talk too much. You just irritate him and you irk him in some way. You're overcompensating. You cook for him. You clean his room. You organize his things. No. He doesn't love you. He just wants you to be around, and he just keeps you around to feed his ego. If you're in a relationship and you cook for him, you clean for him, you're his mom. And he wants to keep you around because it serves him. Right? And if you're in a situationship with him, he's keeping you around because you boost his ego. And lately I learned that when you're the one who boosted a man's ego, it is your responsibility and due diligence to also destroy it. Because you're gonna ruin it for the next ones in his roster because he's gonna think he's all that. You're gonna have to, bring him down to back to earth a little bit because he just way too inflated at this point. His head, I mean. Boom. You just kind of have to pop it and bring him to the ground. Okay? So what will happen after you walk away? First, relief. He's gonna feel relief. Oh, thank God she's not here anymore. It's finally some peace. I can go out with the boys and bang other girls, hook up. I'm free. I'm a free man. I just got out of the slammer. You will fuck around for the next few weeks. Mess with other girls, spend a lot of money. He can be in bed with a lot of girls in the club, wherever he finds them. These days, considering the hookup culture, it's a lot easier to get laid. And you know it. So there's no depth anymore. That dopamine strike in his mind, it is mostly short-lived. And when all those things died down, he will remember the times with you. But he won't admit it. No. Men are prideful and they don't like to be seen as weak and vulnerable in their feelings. They're gonna start to deny for a little while, but they wouldn't resist it. It's gonna catch up to them. Trust me. And when they realize that you're really gone when you walked away, the comparison hits different, girly pop. They're gonna start to compare you with girls they have laid in some couch or whatever. And the girls they date. And they will always try to look for you in other girls and all the people they meet. But guess what? There's only one you. As cliche as it sounds, there's only one you. When you were giving him all your love, your affection, it's gonna hit him. And regret It's not all of a sudden, and this is what we like. That guilt and regret slowly creeping in at 3 a.m., keeping him awake at night. He can bang lots of girls, all he wants. Like, spend money. It's just short term validation. But when he realized that he lost something rare, oof, let me tell you, that man is gonna crash out in his room, knowing he fumbled the baddie. And I am not here trying to gas you up. It's just the process of what they might be dealing with after they realize that you're really gone. When they know that they couldn't reach you anymore, they will stalk you. Not in a creepy way, I hope, but there's gonna be some stalking involved in your social media. And you don't have to fake it, you don't have to pretend, but it's gonna make them feel ridiculous when they see you thriving without them. So when you walk away, know that it is final. And in those times that you were already separated, you do the things that you used to love and somehow forgot because you were consumed by him, by the thought of him, by what he likes, what he doesn't like. You overcompensated just to make him feel safe, emotionally safe, and feel loved. And I just want to say that, you know, if you're the one who gave a lot of love, there's nothing lost for you. Okay? You are love itself. Always remember that. And he probably needed it. He probably needed love. That type of love that you gave. And because you are love itself, you're just gonna go make more. No regrets. Maybe he just wasn't used to that kind of love. That's why he took it for granted and he didn't know that's exactly what he's looking for, but only realized now that it's gone. It's not going to be easy after you walk away, but definitely on this side, you will realize that, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm doing good. It's not, my world didn't end when I left him, when I walked away. I'm still me. I know it will take some time for me to recover, pick up the broken pieces that he left. That's the bug. And I know you've heard this, but healing is never linear. There are times where you just grieve it again. It will hit you one random day and you find yourself crying and asking yourself of what could have been. And remember what I told you earlier on this video, why you had to write it down, the date, the exact moments, the disrespect, him taking you for granted, and all that stuff, the terrible things he had done, and all the things that you deserve but didn't get from him. That's why you had to write it down. You go back to those pages where you cried at night. You're gonna feel vulnerable. You're gonna feel the need to contact him, to break the no contact. And it's not always productive. It's not always good. When you walk away, you're gonna have to stand your ground. Because when you come crawling back to him, he's just gonna be like, oh, I knew it. She's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. He's gonna say sorry. He's gonna, oh, I'm gonna change. I promise. I promise. Mind you, if that man is over 25 years old, his prefrontal cortex is already developed. His brain is already fully developed. So his habits are already made up and you're not gonna change him. He can conceal it. He can hide it well, but it's his instincts now. And you already gave him multiple chances. What happened? Huh? What happened, girl? He just made you ugly. He made you stress out. Look at you. Look at yourself when you were stressing about him. When you were heartbroken, you look like a moon face. You have a moon face. You have a big back because You're the only one who was carrying the entire relationship. You were overcompensating. So when the good memories rise to the surface, you have the pages to look back on and remember the reason why you walked away in the first place, okay? When you constantly remind yourself the reason why you walked away, you will snap yourself out of it every time. And also, healthy amount of letting yourself ruminate, but you're aware that you're ruminating and this is not real. It's all in my head. It's just my brain compensating because currently we have no contact anymore and your brain is making up scenarios. That's one of the dangerous phases of walking away. When you find yourself making up future scenarios with him, cut it. Cut it. The moment you catch yourself, cut it. And if you still want to think of him because, oh, I want to be prepared, I should not panic, it's your brain doing the job for you because it perceives it as a threat. The time when you're going to see each other again. So you should be able to recognize, oh, this is just my brain protecting me. This is just my brain preparing me for it. I don't have to act on it. Sometimes I can miss him, send him light, send him love, and then go back to your routine. I have read somewhere, it's on TikTok, it says that reconnecting with the person who hurt you is a disrespectful to the version of yourself who suffered. The nights you cried, the self-doubt, asking yourself, why am I not enough? When your emotions are discarded, when you got gaslit, when you're being manipulated without knowing, but looking back, oh, that's manipulation. He totally manipulated me. You're gonna find yourself thinking about him rarely, but it will gradually decrease. How would you do that? Keep yourself busy. Do the things that you love. You must have hobbies. You should be able to decenter men from your life. Try new hobbies. Try new activities. Things you haven't done before. You need to heal up to the point where you will not even recognize him when you see him in public. Because you have outgrown the situation. You have outgrown the relationship and it doesn't affect you anymore. Reconnect with your friends. Do funny shit with your friends. Go to the mall with them. Go to a nice restaurant. Bring yourself to a nice restaurant. Or if you don't have friends, girl, the fuck? When you decenter that man, generally men from your life, you will glow different. Trust me. You will get hot. When you have hobbies, you will get hot. When you don't care, you will get hot. So now, I want you to stand your ground, stay gone, and be gone. Never look back. When you focus on the things that will build your repertoire of skills, and now that you finally walked away, you have your peace back, you left him alone, he will never forget you. You will be unforgettable. You might become the Phantom X, which no, it doesn't matter now. But I'm just saying the possibilities, girl, because you left that man alone, and he will be consumed with a lot of sadness. But it is not our responsibility anymore. It's not your responsibility anymore. You don't have to witness his redemption arc. And no, you will never forget the person. You will never forget the heartbreak. And I hope you don't forget. Don't forget. Not forgetting doesn't mean you're still affected. It means you have learned your lesson and you're choosing to embody those lessons and turn them into standards for the future. If you like this message, please give this a massive thumbs up and subscribe. This is my first ever podcast episode, so I'm really thrilled and I really hope you learned something. This is Jasper, and I'll always be in your corner. See you on the next one.